Hello, hello, hello. Drop that back a little bit. So, just trying to find out what's happening over there on Facebook. Just a moment. I'll be back. There we go. Cool, we've got that far. All right. No, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Okay, let's go back. Oi, 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 oi. Oh, there's something very strange happening over here. Let's try that again. I can see that it's supposed to be live. What's happening over here? I can see. This is fun. All right. Now let me see. Da 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 da. All right. How about I go this way and I go paste and I go like that. And we go like that. Alrighty. Don't really know what's going on today. Things are a bit weird. Okay. Hopefully you all can find me. Because the other thing is, I don't know which one you guys are going to be able to see. If you're used to trying to find me a different way. Oh, God. I'm not sure how you guys find me, to be honest. There we go. At least I can find myself. I can find myself a couple of different ways. So that's good. I might just put a heart on that and just go, yay, I can see it. I can talk to myself. Flip over to my other profile now. Ay, ay, ay. Crazy. Oh, actually, that's one thing I can do. If I go back, see, nobody's found me yet, which is quite unusual. So if I jump into there, oh, actually, that's one. I turn that off and then I share this. Okay. All right. Maybe that will work. All right. Let's see. If I go like that, every now and then, Facebook and YouTube and StreamYard have a bit of a problem with each other. And yeah, that is when we end up issues with like this. So anyway, yay. I can see that. I can now do this. jump back to myself. Over there. And now have a look, see what you guys see. Yay. Okay. And I can chuck a little love over there. All right. No kidding. No kidding. Okay. Lovely. Lovely bajubbly. I see myself. Cool. Oh dear. Righty ho. Now that all of that's sorted out, hope you're all having a good day. Maybe those solar flares are playing havoc with everybody else too. Can only hope that you all find me and whatever is going on over there. Okay, let's make that one public. And I might just do this. Whee. Oops. Nope. Undo. Copy. And we'll paste. Maybe. And we'll share. All right. Cool. Oh, hello. I've got some friends. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I hope you all found me okay, because goodness gracious, I had trouble finding myself today. That doesn't surprise me, though. Oh, gosh. That's a good cup of tea. That's a very good cup of tea. Hi, Edwina. How are you doing? I'm glad you found me. It was troublesome trying to find myself. So go figure. Oh dear. Every now and then, Facebook and StreamYard have a little bit of a crunchy moment. And then they decide to not talk to each other for a second. And then it's like, oh, and you don't know until you go live or until you post, like, and it's like, oh, dude, would you stop? Stop doing that shit. But there we go. That's where we're at. So I think we've got everything sorted now. Hopefully everybody can see and come in and come and play and enjoy and relax for the evening. It's going to be a good day. It's a good day. I'm sure. Exactly. Oh, shit. It's only 7:15. I'm here way early. That's hilarious. Oh my god. Oh, that is hilarious. All right, Edwina, you know what? You're here. And so you know what? I'm just going to do your reading for you because clearly I wanted to start early today. I'm like going, yes, organized, sweet, da-da-da-da-da, let's go. Totally didn't check that it said 7, not 8. Oops. Oh, that's so funny. Anyway, I have something a little bit special to share with you, Edwina, for your reading. But what is your question? First of all, tell me what is your question, and then I can show you what special thing has asked to come specifically for you. I was not going to bring this into the show for a while yet, but when I tuned in with this card deck, which has only arrived this week, it's asking for one of these to be for you. So there we go. What is your question otherwise? And I will pull those cards for you as well. Ooh, no, you're asking for some runes today. Ooh. All right, so what is your question, please? Oh my God, I can't believe I'm so early. Oh, that's funny. That's so funny. That'd be also why I had no friends. Oh my God, that is so funny. See, I could jump out of here, but then if I end the stream, then I've got to reset up a new stream, and that would suck. So, may as well just stay, and it can be a you and me show for the next 45 minutes. Oh dear. All right. Is there any specific thing you'd like me to have a look at? The runes are good for real specific questions. That alarm going off was my 7:15 get ready for the podcast alarm. I had thought it was a bit strange that I hadn't heard it earlier. And then I'd also thought it was a bit funny that time seemed to run out so quick, because I was actually doing some prep for my book club tomorrow. And I was like, oh gosh, I've run out of time really fast. Not realizing the time. Oh, that's hilarious. Anyway, it is what it is. So you're happy with just the general? Okay. Not late at all. I'm just way early. Maybe I want to go to bed early. Would not be at all surprised. Okay, cool. Wonder how many other people will actually figure it out that I'm here early. Other than you and me. That one was hiding. All right, let's have a look and see. So this very special card that has asked to come out is from the Deadly Apothecary Oracle. And it's, if you remember, so this has got poisonous plants as guides and healers. And if you recall last week, I was talking about leaning into my darker side, the parts and pieces of me that are maybe I haven't made friends with quite yet. And so as a result, this seemed to be a really good way to do that. We've got another friend who's thinking about coming in. I just sort of went 3, 2, huh? Somebody's going, what? We've got an extra person. So anyway, let me have a look and see what this means for you, because the first card that I pulled for me was absolutely spot on, and I was just going to use these cards for me for the meantime. But when I tuned in, I was like, it's asking for you too. So maybe there is some stuff in here in this particular card that will resonate for you, that is to do with your spiritual healing and growth this year. I get for the next 6 months. There's, as we know, you're going through an awful big shift at the moment, and whether that be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, whatever it might be. And within that, you'll find that there are elements within yourself that will ask to come up, and be seen. So, oh goodness gracious, stop it. There we go. I have to keep my fingers away from the other ones. All right, so the one that you got is Monk Should, which is witchcraft. So it's botanical. I'm not even going to try the botanical name. I have not practiced my Latin. Terribly sorry. The energy is poisonous, pernicious, and paralyzing. Other names is Night, Devil's Bane, Queen of Poison, Venus Chariot, and Wolf's Bane. You probably know Wolf's Bane. I know it as Wolf's Bane, so that's interesting. Your traditional or medicinal uses are in folk remedies. It was used to create a soothing topical salve for muscle and nerve pain. Magical and historical uses. It is so called because its strange flowers resemble the hood of a medieval monk's cloak. It's associated with Hecate, the goddess of witchcraft and magic. The poison. So the uncomfortable emotions Monk Should highlights are loneliness and censure. It brings up feelings of not belonging, of being victimized, misrepresented, and misunderstood. Monk Should carries memories of a time when witches were burned at the stake for possessing powerful secret knowledge, for being too other. Associated with the Hermit card and Tarot, it portends to a time of solitude and reflection. The antidote. Monk must hide away from the maddening crowd to rest, decompress, and recharge. They can use this insular time to go deep within and find out who they truly are. While leaning into the nature of a hermit, monk, wise woman, or witch, it is the perfect time to focus on study, self-development, connecting to the higher self. This is a slow time, crystalline, icy, and wintry. The judgments of others do not matter. It is the perception of yourself that matters. Monk knows in their heart who they are and that their actions are pure. Okay. So what I was really getting out of that one is that it is okay for you to take some time for yourself. It's okay that you feel like you have to take time for yourself right now and have some quiet time and enjoy the peacefulness of that. And in fact, it's essential right now for you. And it's not selfish for you to do that. These times as we decompress and rest and recharge will help to move you through to whatever is going on next in your life. Okay? So, cool. I'm glad it's spot on for you. And yes, it's absolutely cool that you are feeling like it's totally cool that you feel like, you know, where are we? Oh yeah, about there. Sounds good. Space and quietness. Yes, perfect. All right. So let us have a look at the runes. Come here, Mr. Rune. All right. So your first rune, which is this one, there we go. Beautiful. This is your current/past, which is about being frozen in time, concentration, stasis, non-action, psychological blocks, and standstill. So you felt really stuck up until now. And that's what this rune is really talking about. It's acknowledging that stuckness. It's acknowledging the fact that things just aren't moving, and that you're feeling like you're playing the same thing over and over and over again. And it's like it's getting to the point where you're feeling like things have to shake up, and you have to shake it up somehow, some way. Who knows how or what that's going to look like at the start, at this point in time, this very second. But that's feeling of stuckness is really, really prevalent in this. The next one, which is talking about the opposing forces or the issue, which is this one, which is daggers, which means breakthrough, awakening, awareness, prosperity, the power to change the self. So the opposing forces and issue here are that the only thing that you can change is yourself and your approach to the issue of feeling stuck. And along with that, if we're talking about moving states, given that currently you're feeling really stuck and things are not working, and maybe it is time to move to a different place, this is definitely speaking to that too, in that the opposing force with it is if you sort of stay where you are, you're not going to have those breakthroughs. You're not going to have those moments where you can prosper. And the ability to change will be greatly hindered. So that's sort of like your opposing force, okay? If you don't move, because that's what I was asking for. All right. My 30 minutes till showtime alarm just went off. Yes, Nelanie. Yes, Edwina has donated, and so she is currently getting a reading. And she's getting a bit of a unique one because she's getting the runes this time. Hi, Tamara. No, you haven't got your time zones mixed up. I'm incredibly early. 8 p.m. is indeed supposed to be the time. I decided to start at 7. I don't know why. Of course you can donate. The PayPal thingy is in the description and stuff. All right, so the next one is, just make sure I've got that correct. There we go. Your third rune is action likely if you stay on the current path. So if you're having a look at moving, right? And that's what we were asking about. Can you show us what it is to be moving? Which is good guidance, wholeness, awareness, hope, goals achieved, individual victory, and honor. So if you're looking at moving into state or into a different state, it's looking pretty positive, actually. And it's looking like you'll feel a lot more hopeful doing that move. Currently, you're feeling really super stuck, but this has got a lot. But it's also saying use your awareness. Use your awareness for wherever you're choosing to go to. There'll be we'll do a little bit of pendulum work for you too, just to have a look at that, just for fun. For exit, what is it? S and G's. And we'll have a look at that for you. But yeah, at this point in time, that seems to be pretty positive. So let us have a look at the next one. Which is the sacrifice. Okay. And looking at what we've got here, we've got Haglas. Your sacrifice is going to be disruption. It's going to be wild. It's going to be powerful. It's going to be a lot of change. It's going to be disruptive. And there'll be things that you will not be able to control. So that's kind of the sacrifice of moving, yeah? It is incredibly disruptive. There is a lot of stuff. And especially if you're planning on moving to another state, there's going to be trucking companies involved or your own, truck move, hire, la-di-da-di-da. Like there's a lot of disruption. There's packing up, there's the finding new jobs, there's the finding a place to live first, all that sort of stuff, or finding a job first and then finding a place to live, because sometimes you have to make those two things work in together. It's a very disruptive process. So like that's pretty obvious, but it's even just coming out in the runes here. So that's the sacrifice you have to make if that's what you're going to do. All right. And the outcome possible. So what we have here is Gabo. And this is gift. So your possible outcomes, so the associations with this one are sharing, hospitality, blessings, exchange of oaths, generosity, and personal relationships. So what I'm getting with this one is that the possible outcome is a real enhancement of the relationships that you've got. The fact that there'll be a lot more sharing involved in your life, like as in there'll be a lot more openness is what I'm really seeing there. And your personal relationships are going to grow so wonderfully, and it's going to be just so good for you in the future, because you'll be calmer. And I mean CALMER rather than karma. You're already working through your karma. You're okay. But yes, there's certainly an element there of you just choosing a far more expansive place to live. It's almost like that you've outgrown where you are currently, and it's like just everything just doesn't quite gel anymore. And it's kind of like that ill-fitting pair of shoes that are just that tiny touch too small, and they were once beloved pair of shoes, but it's not really working anymore. So yes, certainly moving seems to be a really good option for you. Interesting. Tiger's eye. Come on, Dan. Thank you. All right, we're bringing out all the interesting things today. Okay, show me yes, please. It's very gentle today. Show me no. Thank you. Truth. What will it create in 1,000 years if Edwina moves to Western Australia? That's a very light no. Truth, what will it create in 1,000 years if Edwina moves to Northern Territory? Anything? It's going nowhere. Maybe that's the thing. Okay. Truth, what will it create if Edwina... Maybe I need to expand it out. Truth, what will it create in 1,000 years if Edwina and her family move to Victoria? No? Okay. Truth, what will it create in 1,000 years if Edwina and her family move to Northern Territory? Oh my God, that's so funny. It's literally just like dead straight. Doesn't want to move. Truth, what will it create in 1,000 years if Edwina and her family move to Queensland? That's a yes, slightly. It's a small yes. Truth, what will it create in 1,000 years if Edwina and her family move to New South Wales? That's a bit of a bigger yes. And because we can't leave them out, Truth, what will it create if Edwina and her family move to Tasmania? That's a no. We're not going cold. Truth, what will it create in 1,000 years if Edwina and her family move to the ACT? Oh, that's a big fat no. All right, so you're going to be an East Coast girl. That will be fun. Either way seemed so good. Either way seemed good. So, either, anywhere up along the East Coast is Tamara, she says she predicts Northern New South Wales, as you can see on the screen. So there we go. Sort of near Brizzy, yeah. Brisbane, I mean, it's a good place because you're close to the airports and all that sort of stuff. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of Brisbane itself. I've got plenty of family members over there, but it's like I don't like driving over there, and I don't particularly like the weather, but that's me. That's just me. I'm not a fan of humidity. But plenty of options there. So, one last thing, obviously. There we go. Healing. This trip is going to be this journey with you for the idea of moving to another state and all that sort of stuff is going to be incredibly healing for you. So that's definitely what I was getting in that last rune, with the possible outcome being, your relationships and all that sort of stuff. It's like, yeah, it's going to be very, very healing. Where you are now is creating has created a lot of toxicity in your world. and a lot of stagnation. So, yeah, it's not good, not good. But yeah, definitely getting moving. Sounds like it's going to be a fabulous choice. So the cool thing is that you can still tune into the show wherever you are in Australia. Anyway, my love, thank you so much. As Tamara says, somewhere around Byron Bay, perhaps, or up to the border. Oh, yes, that's right. Brisbane's in Queensland. That'd be why. Queensland is so weird. Oh, dear, you're not wrong. But at the same time, we're all a little weird in our own ways. So thank you so much, Edwina, for your beautiful, kind donation. I'm so incredibly grateful for you. And I am just so honored that you ask me these questions and that you come in and you found me early today. So cool. I hope that helps. And you just have to keep me informed as to what's going on for you. Because that would be really cool to know where you guys are sort of looking and that sort of thing. All right. Oh, dear. How are you, Tamara? How are you? I hope you've had a good week. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. Now that I've got a few more friends floating around, I wanted to share with you. Actually, no, I'll wait till Melinda comes in. She'll be here in another 15 or so minutes. So I'll wait to show you guys that. Inspired. You had an inspired week. Excellent. I love it. I love it. Me too. Me too. So just so that you guys, actually, no, Melinda's already seen the video probably, so I can show you guys. So this week, I finished off my third embroidery sampler. And it was a set of 3 that came through, and I can see like my progression. I can see it for myself as to how I've grown and working with the samplers and all of that. And here's number 3. So I don't know if I can get it in a better light for you guys. Let me change that. There we go. So as you can see, we have, here we go, a lot of cool little stitches, and there's a few different ways that this has been changed. One of them being that this flower down the bottom here was only ever supposed to have 1 set of petals. And the center was supposed to be, I think, French knots, and I changed it to be a basket weave instead. Over here, I changed that to be 2 different colors, and also the purple because why not? And then I also made the center of that one be colonial knots instead. This one here was supposed to be a buttonhole stitch, and I changed it to this fern stitch instead because I thought, why not? We've already got 2 buttonhole ones. Why make a 3rd one of buttonhole? I think this is just lovely like it is. This wibbly wobbly one here was supposed to be exactly the same as that one, and I changed it to be much closer together and wobbly. This one here was only supposed to have like 1 ring of buttonhole and spaced apart, kind of like they are there, but I changed it to 2 and made the inner one really tight just to see what that would look like. And again, this one was supposed to be quite loose, but I made it tight like that, just to see how that would work. What else did I change? Up here, it was supposed to be, all 4 of these were all supposed to be the same pretty much, just different single lines. And then I was like, no, what would it look like if I made it go with 2 different colors on that one, and if I extended it out on that one and did something weird on that one. This one here again was all supposed to be just one color going through each one, and I was like, I don't think so. So what would happen if I changed it to be 2 different colors? What would it look with 2 threads, 3 threads, 4 and 5? And then up the top here, we have, this was basically all supposed to be satin stitch, which is just this sort of stitch here. And I changed it. As you can see, even this shelf was supposed to be satin stitch, and I completely changed that. So it's got a mixture of this herringbone and also the buttonhole made the shelf. This is all satin stitch, but I changed how it was done. Obviously, that's a basket weave. That's a fishbone stitch. So yeah, I just changed a lot of stuff with it, and I had a great time doing it. Let's see if I can get some better light on it so you can see it even better. There you go. So yeah, had a lot of fun with that. Ugh, now I'm completely blown out. There we go. So yeah, had so much fun. And so now I'm ready to move on to my next little projects that I have in my brain. Some that I've already started playing with before I got the samplers. So that was good. Yeah, my week has been, I've been upgrading, and my upgrade has taken the form of a head cold, which slightly went down into my chest, which meant that I couldn't work 2 of my 4 days this week. And now we are in the 4-day weekend, long weekend, because we've got Monday off for King's birthday. So now I've got 4 days to fully complete this upgrade because I don't enjoy, not one of my favorite things to have head cold / upgrade happening. And when I tuned in on doing the show tonight, it was still saying it's going to create more to be here. So here I am an hour early. So hilarious. But I had a online session to do today, so that was really cool. Yeah. Tamara, my darling, there's a card waiting here for you. Apparently, now that it's been out once, it wants to come out again. So if you're still there, give me a yell, say yes or whatever, and I'll bring this out for you. Ooh, this one? That one. Ooh. All right. Now, tomorrow might be busy because the fact is that I'm very early. So I shall wait. Tick-tock, tick-tock. Still here, she says. Oh, God. Excuse me for a second while I blow my nose. While I blow my snooze. So I have a new deck, and this one is to help me continue to embrace my dark side, the parts and pieces of me that are requiring. Just this is just a freebie. So so this one here is from my newest deck. It's the Deadly Apothecary Oracle. And it is poisonous plants as guides and healers. The one that I pulled for myself was spot on. And yeah, it's pretty cool. So I've just pulled this one for you. And this is the Liberty Cap. So I'm gonna do the botanical name. I'm sorry, because I haven't practiced Latin ever in this lifetime. So you have to look up your own name for that one. The energy of it is magical, hidden, and mysterious. The other names are magic mushroom, blue legs, pixie caps, and witches' hats. Traditional or medicinal uses are promising. Studies show their use in microdose amounts combats depression, addiction, and anxiety. For magical or historical uses, this magic mushroom contains hallucinogenic substance psilocybin and is associated with the superconscious, fairies, and elementals. It has been used in rituals since ancient times for prophetic visions and insights. The poison of it. The disempowered Liberty Cap doesn't allow for intuition, pottering or time to dream because they want to achieve their human goals as quickly as possible. They will never give in, never give up, and will keep knocking on closed doors. They have decided what their life plan is, and there is no deviating from their rigid schedule. They must stick to this plan. There is a logical progression of things to cross off their to-do list so they can be seen as successful. They are locked in their own minds, trying to use willpower and force to create things and not allowing for creativity, insight, or new experiences. The antidote: Liberty must realize that the universe has a plan for them that may not fit their inflexible ideas about how their life should pan out. An empowered Liberty surrenders and lets go, allowing their higher self to be in charge. They may go on many magical side adventures and might not achieve their goals as quickly as they would like, but they must trust that what is meant for them will come to them. As Lao Tzu said, by letting it go, it all gets done. The world is won by those that let it go. But if you try and try, the world is beyond winning. So I'd love to know, how much does that resonate with you? What I was getting there is when we've had a lot of trauma, I love it. When we've had a lot of trauma in our world, right, and we're in survival mode, we have a lot of coping mechanisms. And some of those coping mechanisms are things like control and being inflexible with other people's points of views, ways of doing things, or just sort of like even inflexible to ourselves. And so we get a little bit too rigid. And within that, like, there can absolutely be, and funny because my lip is now tingling. Oh dear. And the reason why that's funny is because that's exactly where my cold sore was when I was away in Tasmania. Right there. Right? Where I was not willing to actually speak my heart. So how much are you not allowing your heart to speak? How much are you allowing your head to run the show? And if you actually stopped and allowed your heart to come forward, because that's what your higher self is about, So interesting. I was actually reading this just before the show started, and it's within the Mother Mary chapter of the Sophia Code, and she's talking about destiny and how it's gotten a little bit out of whack, like how people talk about it. And so there's you, the embodiment of you, there's your higher self, and then there's your oversoul above that. Now, your oversoul is the part of you that deals with things like your trying to get this correct. Your oversoul deals with like all of your developmental like the way that you are embodying and developmentally moving forward, your spiritual development, that's where it is. Okay. And then your higher self is kind of like the site foreman. So your oversoul is your designer, your higher self is your site foreman. And putting this into building terms, because I know building terms. And then there's you. But there's not just one version of you. There's multiple different versions of you in multiple different forms. Some continue to go forward, some do not. Some like these other versions of you are, every time you have a choice to make, you actually split off. So there's that choice that you in this embodiment make, and this is the one that you are following. And then there's other versions of you, of all those other choices that you've made over your life that are following different pathways. And these all funnel in to the higher self. And across all of them, though, there's that spiritual development plan, the blueprint of your spiritual development that is coming from your oversoul. So basically, nothing is rigid. You will achieve your blueprint plan one way or the other, whether it be in this lifetime or any of the other versions of you. So when you allow your heart to speak rather than your head all the time, your heart is your direct pathway to your higher self and therefore your oversoul. Your oversoul also has all of the stuff to do with the collective. It has your Akashic records up there. It's got all the things with your unique tapestry of life. So when we go into our head, what we're doing, we're actually cutting off our connection to our higher selves. And that's why we feel so alone when we work from our head, from our ego. Ego is useful to a point, right? But it's coming back to the heart and coming back to your feminine energy. Feminine is about going with the flow a lot more, whereas your masculine is going to sit with, being very rigid and something that I've been learning is that masculine actually listens to the feminine. Funny that. But we give the masculine too big a voice. And the masculine tries to push everything forward, whereas the feminine is like sitting back going, I wonder what it would look like if we did this. And I wonder what it would look like if we actually looked at this from a bigger point of view rather than just, I've got this list to do. Blah, 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 blah. So I see that you're saying that you're becoming less rigid. There's still some work to do. And this deck of cards is really interesting to me. Mine was absolutely spot on. I had to laugh when I saw it. And it was a gentle yet very in my face reminder that it's time. It's time to be a lot more aware of what I was choosing. So perhaps that's what it is for you too, my dear. Be aware of where you're choosing rigidity rather than gentleness, and going with the flow and that sort of thing, where you're choosing to work from your head rather than your heart. Come back to the heart space and do some beautiful movement with that. Ah, dearie me. So, oh dear. Yes, Tamara. I would like to honor you with a reading today, a bigger reading, not just from that. And for anybody else who pops in that I get the sense to pull one from there, I will do that just because today, because apparently it's decided it's going to be fun to come out and play. But tomorrow, you're here pretty much every week. You donate every single time. And I would like today to perhaps give you a little thank you gift. Back to you. So let us do this one. What cards would like to play? With Tamara. Okay. We haven't played with these ones for a little while either. Starting to get a few more people floating in now because now it's actual time for me to start. Not like an hour ago or anything. Oh, dearie me. What are you, spiky? I don't like things that are spiky. A bit of grass. Let us have a look and see. What's that? Oh, it's the stones. Okay. All right. So the cards that have come out for you, my dear, like I said, we don't often get these ones coming out. Perhaps it's a bit of a sign of my work this coming month with this particular deity. But no, she's wishing to come to you too. So we are working from the Mystique of Magdalene. And the first card that we've got is a Magdalene meditating, which is about retreat. It is not a time to approach and intrude on someone's privacy. Give them space. Forward motion is not recommended. Wait, be patient, and things will turn out well. Mary Magdalene liked to venture out into the wilderness to meditate alone. Wolves and other forest creatures would guard her in her vulnerable state of deep concentration and protect her from inquisitive intruders. In her trance state, she was able to rise into the higher vibrational fields of etheric planes and meet with Yeshua. In this way, her knowledge and teachings for her disciples would increase and expand. The Gnostic Gospels tell of a man who followed Mary into the wilderness to see what she did there. A pack of wolves surrounded him, staring silently. When Mary appeared, she rebuked the disciple for disturbing her without having been invited. She was often called the mistress of the forest because she would commune with the wild creatures, and they were honored to protect her from harm. She communicated with the spirits of all living things and earthly mother herself, as personified by Sophia, Shekinah, and Gaia. As guardians, animals have highly developed senses that recognize the different vibrations and intentions emanating from human beings. You can reach deeper levels of consciousness when you feel protected by animal allies. Okay, so clearly this week, this week is an opportunity and an invitation for you to expand your meditating practice. Perhaps get out in nature if you can, if the weather is nice enough for you, and connect in and see just how far can you go, what depths can you go, what planes can you visit, what dimensions can you visit. If you've got a nice back garden, that can also be good. For me, mine's a lot of concrete, so mine's not much good for that. I could go and stand in the one patch of dirt. But yeah, there is an invitation there for you to spend some time meditating with intent of connecting in with the animals and the other planes of existence. Okay. All right. We have number 3. The reason why I was like, what on earth is that? Right up the top there. I was like, what on earth? Oh, it's the stones. Like, think Stonehenge, that sort of thing. But there was actually multiple stone circles around the world. We just are very familiar with the good old Stonehenge. The rhythm of the heart, awaken your dream. Let the sacred rhythm of your heart vibrate through the drum into the earth. Resonate with Gaia's heart, then travel out into the universe. This will clear old energies and make room for whatever you wish to bring into your life. They've literally just told you the method that they wish for you to do your meditation. Your team is awesome. Drumming is a way of visualization and manifesting because it engages the conscious mind while allowing the subconscious mind the freedom to make a deeper connection with the heart brain to heal and inspire. Drum beats can send out thought forms through time and space to a chosen location or person you wish to communicate with. It reminds us of the comforting heartbeat and soothing safety of the mother's womb. Mary Magdalene and Sarah would have experienced the sacred rituals of other cultures in their travels. Legends and place names in Glastonbury lead us to believe that they visited the area. There is Magdalen Street, Magdalen Close with her hospice and chapel, and the gate to Glastonbury Abbey, which was called Magdalen Gate. Today, participants at goddess festivals and Magdalen events meet in circles to drum and dance to Gaia's heartbeat. This shamanic connection to Earth Mother is both therapeutic and healing. Drum your dream into life. Okay, so the other place that you can drum is your body. You can drum on your body. I was literally doing that before I came onto the show tonight. I was listening to a song. Let me just bring it up so you can find it on your Spotify if you want to. It's called Circle of Women by Nalini Blossom. And it is just, it's beautiful. It's got it. I had one hand sort of up here around the heart area and the other one on my belly, and I was just drumming. And it doesn't matter if the beats are a little bit off. Melinda, am I like, no, I was incredibly early. So, hi. So yes, Circle of Women by Nalini Blossom. And it's something that's not AI. It's a real person that has created this song, and that always makes me very, very happy. Use your body as the drum. Because the other thing that does, it's a little bit of somatic stuff, or, if you do a bit of qigong, that can fully translate into this as well. You do, like, you can activate different meridians and stuff with pads. So it makes sense as we sing, as we play with these songs, that beat is also helping to shift energy in that area. And because you're being asked to get into your heart space, it's time to drum on your heart. Okay? Doesn't matter if you haven't got rhythm. Stop. It does not matter. All right. Your last card is 22, which was Magdalene's Portal Gateway. Lift yourself and raise your vibration higher so your consciousness can expand into the portal. There are new things to explore and experience that will change your life. You stand before a gateway. You may enter if you choose to take that first step. A system of caves in the Santebum is one of the oldest sacred sites in the Western world. The limestone caverns are part of the most extensive subterranean cave system in the world, extending hundreds of miles into the inner earth. The ancient Greeks, Romans, Ligurians, and others believed it was inhabited by the goddess of fertility. It is said that Mary Magdalene traveled to and lived out her life in St. Baum. The Cave of Eggs is a pilgrimage site still used for ceremony and teaching the divine feminine mysteries, just as Mary Magdalene taught her disciples around 47 CE. Tribes of different beings arrive within the portal of Santebum and have a frequency that is higher than terrestrial humans. The entry points to beautiful sites like Shambhala and Telos are guarded by gates. You need to have correct energy signature to pass through them to the portals. Avatars have long known to live in the caves to access other worlds. There is a local legend of Mary Magdalene ascending to the summit of Santebum, carried by the angels each morning. It wouldn't be the first time high-dimensional beings were interpreted as angels. In caves, sensory deprivation can cancel out distractions because your higher mind came to the fore. If you can't sit in a cave, you might sequester yourself in a dark room. If you see a cloud of blue light, focus on it until an image appears. This is spirit essence radiating from source. It is so high in vibration that it does not form atoms and molecules of matter. I'll read that last bit again. It is so high in vibration that it does not form atoms and molecules of matter. So this is the invitation for you. This is what they're really allowing you to see the possibility of. And it's like, if as you continue to raise your vibration, as you continue to move forward, as you continue to tap in, taking that time for yourself, getting out of your head, coming back to your heart, you will be able to access these planes, these portals, if you like. And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Beautiful. So there is a lot that you're working towards right now. And to achieve that in the most gentlest way, you're going to have to find your flow. You're going to have to allow that rigidity to soften. It doesn't mean that you will become weak or pathetic. The more you know Mary Magdalene, the more you know she was far from weak and pathetic. She's very incredibly potent. She's one of those people that, when they walk into the room, they just command presence and they haven't even said a word. If you've ever watched anything with Cesar Millan, he has a very similar kind of that commanding presence. And that's because he leads with his spirit, his instinct, his heart, then love. So it's like, and that's the order he does it in. He talks about it a lot. And this is the same with Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary and all the other goddesses and things. It's spirit, instinct, heart, love. Love is the last on the list. But it is through the heart that we get up to the spirit, yeah? So in looking to the spirit, you go through the heart. And in that connection, spirit and heart, instinct or intuition, if you prefer, is right there. So it's like, allow yourself to believe that, to have faith and trust in that. Only reason why women particularly lean into that more masculine rigidity and all that is because we don't trust our own intuition. We don't trust our heart. We don't trust who we love. We don't trust those people around us, including us. So your biggest question and your biggest thing to work on and meditate on this week is, where do I not trust me? And you're going to have to sit with that and be brutally honest. And then start working on whatever comes up for you. Because this is only something that you can answer for yourself. And that level of courage to be that vulnerable with yourself, first and foremost, the gift that will be moving forward for others too. Like, wow. And I've seen that work in my own life. I've seen how my energy shifts and changes, how my interactions with my friends go, how they change so dynamically every time. And for that, I'm incredibly grateful. So there we go. And then it's so much easier to walk through the world. Just being you, just loving, being potent and standing up for the injustices as well. But can you imagine what your life might be like if you were working from flow, from your heart, your intuition, and your higher self, rather than your ego in your head. Imagine what that might feel like. And if you can't imagine it, that's okay. There's something to work towards, yeah? Perhaps that's something to meditate on. What would my life look like if I was in my flow? What would that look like? Can you please show me? Higher self, please show me. What would it look like? And there we go. Thank you again, Tamara. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you going, hang on. Is she a little bit early? Or am I late? What the hell's going on here? Yeah, it's the what the hell's going on here today. Clearly, I'm just choosing to be here a bit early. And that's okay. That's okay. Because the other thing is that I don't know. The timing was right. And if I was to end the stream, it would completely wipe it. And then not wipe it, but it would close out. So I had to just keep going. And it was perfect. So thank you again for your continued attendance, support, and love here over at Find You Fridays. And I'm so grateful for you. From my heart to yours. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, dear. So, Melinda, hi. How has your week been? My week's been really interesting, as you can tell. So glad we've got Monday off, though. Have you got Monday off? I don't know how it works at your work with the old, what do you call it, public holidays and stuff. We'll get the lighting right on the night eventually. So tonight, my lovely tea is green tea, lychee, and rose. I'm not generally a green tea drinker, but this particular combination is so lovely, and I really enjoy it. Yeah. Thank you so much. As always, I'm ready. I just haven't allowed it till now. I know. It took a lot of poking and prodding from my team over years to get me to a point where I was just like, okay, I surrender. And it was that surrender moment happened not long. Let me see if I can pin it down. Approximately 12 days before I woke up on the 1st of August last year going, what is this? And it was the peace. But I definitely recall that moment of surrender, and I was crying and just feeling so hopeless. And just feeling like I can't do this thing. I can't do this life anymore. It's too fucking hard. And I don't wish to have my heart broken again. And like I've had enough loss in this world, and I'm done. And I just said to my team, I said to, Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary, I said to them, I'm just done. I can't do this anymore. And I can't do it by myself. I give up. I give up everything. All of my points of views, my belief systems, the whole fucking lot, I give it up. And I was very out of whack during that time. During September last year, it was a rough fucking month. But it was exactly energetically, spiritually what I had to do. I had to surrender. And I can honestly tell you now that where I am, not quite a year to go, like a year later, sorry, September wasn't a rough month. July was an off month. July, August, yeah. July was a rough month. So what are we now, 11 months? 10 months later? Because I found that place of peace within me, when stuff comes up into my world now that's not that, fuck, it rocks. It hurts. But the growth afterwards is intense, but so worth it. And I find myself just taking my time. I don't approach it the same way as I did a year ago. I don't feel like I have to get up, move, go. What's the next thing? What's the next thing to be healed? What's the next? What's the next? I don't have that place of wrongness within me now. It's just like, oh, okay, this is what's coming up. All right. Am I still processing a shit ton behind the scenes? Yeah. Are my dreams still out of whack? Yep. Man, I've had some crazy wacky dreams in the last week as my body is processing through this current upgrade. So I'm mid-upgrade at the moment. Yay. And after book club tomorrow, I'm going to do some more work because I'll have the space and time to do it. I didn't have time today. I didn't have the space today. And so that's an agreement I've made with my body. And that's something that's important for us all to know, is that if we have these conscious conversations with our body and therefore our higher self to say, look, I am very aware that you require me to make time and space to do this. So for your example, Tamara, of like, okay, I'm very aware that you're telling me to get out in nature, to do some deep meditation, to connect in and become aware of all the birds and the trees and all the things. And in this moment of life of being mum, as well as my other responsibilities, I can't do it today. However, I will do it tomorrow. I will do it on Sunday. I will make time. And in that conscious conversation, you've then got to honor that. Right? Because in the honoring is when you build trust with yourself. And the more you trust yourself, the less your body has bigger, deeper reactions to when it has to upgrade. Now, the fact that this upgrade has taken so long, that also shows me that my trust in self got a little bit knocked about in the month of April and the start of in the first 4 months of this year. It got a little bit knocked about. There was a lot of moments there where I was not listening to my awareness. And that degraded my trust in myself. But we're back on track. So we're all good. We're all good. And this week has definitely been about trusting self and listening. Fun times, right? We always learn something. Cool. I'm glad you're seeing the picture. Melinda, yes, I'm off on Monday, but the system has me rostered on, so I get paid for it. Yay! Even though I don't work it. Yay! Me too. Because I'm permanent, so I get to be paid for a day off. And it's not coming out of my sick leave. Oh, dearie me. It's all good. One of the biggest journeys that we have to make as women, particularly, is, and this is to do with you see, there is that much energy on what I'm about to say. So come on. Oh, I love it. So, to all the entities that are about to get very upset with me for what I'm about to say, you can go away now, please. This is not your space. Oh dear. All right. Clearly we had to do that. All right. So as women, particularly as women, we have the greatest healing that we have to do, and the greatest spaces of forgiveness that we have to do for ourselves is around trust. We have to learn how to trust ourselves. We have to remember, not learn, but remember how to trust ourselves, how to trust our intuition and our awareness, and to trust our voice. We have to forgive ourselves for all the times that we have not trusted our awareness, we have not trusted our body, we have not trusted our heart. And that is the space that we are traveling through right now as a collective. And along with that, we have to let go of the anger associated with not trusting ourselves, and then realizing that we don't trust ourselves, and then getting angry at ourselves for not trusting ourselves. All of that, that's very heavy energy. But it's important to name, because quite often what happens is, instead of being angry at ourselves, what we'll do is we'll redirect that anger towards the ones that we love, the people who come into our intimate space. We might redirect it towards our co-workers. We might redirect it towards random people on the street. There is somebody I crossed paths with a couple of weeks ago, and she got angry at me because I parked 6 inches over too far. I was still on the line of this car park, but she got very angry with me. And I just peacefully put down what I was carrying, went back to my car, moved it 6 inches over. No problem in my world. But to me, what I saw with that is she's just very angry at the world and very angry, more likely, at herself. So that's an interesting space to be in, right? So yes, forgiveness of self. That's very important. Very important indeed. What else was I going to talk about today? Oh yes, the solar flares. I've been seeing reports that there's been some very big solar flares that have kicked in this week. So if you're feeling a bit tired, if you're feeling a bit run down, like you want to go hibernate, perhaps you've had a bit of headaches or a feeling of like buzziness around your body, that can definitely be part of the solar flares. And just know that every time one of those big solar flares is hitting, my interpretation of that is that it's the way of the universe just sort of giving us a little bit of a jump start to our hearts. And, like they do with the cardiac machines, but it's coming from the sky instead of the pads on the body. That's what that tells me. And so I don't necessarily approach solar flares with a feeling of like, oh my God, doom and gloom, like people do with, with Mercury retrogrades or anything like that. Even Mercury retrogrades are just an indication to slow down. And just take your time, because this world is just like fast, go. And I was like, we have to have moments of slowness. We have to have moments where we just pause and take stock. So the solar flares are just like jump start to the heart. Just shaking off some of that old stuff that's no longer relevant and helping you to just recenter a little. That's my interpretation of them anyway. I'd love to know what you guys think of solar flares. If you think anything at all, maybe you think nothing at all. Yeah, that's all good. In other news, so if you follow me over on YouTube, which you guys who are all watching now are over on Facebook, so I'll just bring it up so that you guys can see it. Over on YouTube, I have a playlist, and it's actually under the podcasts, and this playlist of Find Your Fridays meditations is up there. And currently there are 26 episodes. Woohoo! Well done, me. But one commitment that I made to myself last week was that this week, after each workday, I would edit out meditations, at least one meditation after work each day this week, from this show. And we are in the 4th season. We're at episode 34. It's very rare for me to not do a meditation, but that does happen every now and then. And so this week, I actually didn't do any on Monday because I was unwell. But on Tuesday, Wednesday, and yesterday, I have actually done 7 over this last 3 days. And those 7, a couple of them are already live. The other 5 are scheduled to be released on Mondays and Wednesdays over the next couple of weeks. I will continue to do that. And just keep adding on to the Monday, Wednesday release. So if you're feeling like, I wonder if there's a meditation that Lorene's done around this, or maybe I just might have a look and see what she's got floating around over there, what resonates with me, what doesn't. Have a look. Some of the ones that I've done, let me have a look. So for me, I find I might find a channel that I do a meditation, and it would be like, oh, that one resonates today, or that sort of thing. We have done the healing gift to Mother Earth. Energy healing using the crystals over the chakra. We have, and those are the 2 that are released already. There's another, like I said, 5 to come. When I look at the full podcast, they have the thing in like from one, like you can change it around. So if I turn it to the latest, there we go. It changes the order. So if you want to keep up with that one, that's cool. There are plenty of other ones in there, making peace with your past regrets. That's about making peace with the parts of you that you can't, that you're struggling with at the moment. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. And even in the ones that I've already done that have been up there for a while. So that's just a nice bit of fun stuff for you. If you're feeling like you wish to have a little bit more time, and my intention is to continue to keep moving through, so that even when I go away to Canada in August, and because I won't be doing the podcast while I'm away in Canada, because otherwise for you guys, I'll have to do it at, let me see, round about 4:30 in the morning. I don't know if that I want to be up at 4:30 in the morning yabbering to you all. So yeah, I will more than likely just be continuing to release those meditations while I'm away. So you can still catch me. You can still enjoy time with me, and keep moving through things. Because sometimes when we revisit those meditations, oh gosh, they are good stuff, even if I do say so myself. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's do some poetry work, hey? Let's do some poetry work. All right. So we'll do our expanding out first, and I think we'll just do general readings, general stuff. Maybe it'll be what number do you require for your week to come? Or I'm actually going to leave it to you. Give me either put it in the chat, say general, if you just like a general reading for the poetry or a specific question. All right, so I'll leave it up to you. You can either write general in the chat or specific question. And I'll write down my question for me. No, actually, I'm just going to go week to come. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to ask for what do I wish to focus, what do I require to focus on for the weekend? Because I have an idea what I require to focus on, but let's see what my intuition says. Cool. Lovely. Cool bananas. Okay. Close your eyes. Take a big, deep breath in. Big breath out. Breathing in, bringing Mother Earth energy all the way up. Breathing out, bringing Father Sky energy all the way down. Bringing Mother Earth and the unconditional love all the way up. Bringing Father Sky and the gratitude for everything and everyone all the way down. Becoming aware of your body. Become aware of your muscles. Become aware of the air moving in through your body. Become aware of your lungs, your throat. Become aware of your heart, your belly, your intestines, your spine, your arms, down to your fingertips. Become aware of your hips and all the organs within your pelvic region, down your legs, your knees. Become aware of your shin bone, your ligaments and your tendons, your muscles, right down to the tips of your toenails, out to the tips of your fingers, through your hair, your face. Become aware of your brain, your eyes, your eyebrows, your nose, your mouth, your teeth, your gums, your tongue, your ears. And even if you've had organs removed or parts of your body removed, you still have the energetic imprinting of those body parts. So for me, I've had my tonsils removed, yet I can still be aware of the energetic space that they are taking up. So if you've had any body parts removed, become aware of the energetic space. And now expand out your awareness out beyond your body in a big bubble up into the sky and down into the earth, expanding out your awareness beyond your home, beyond the country that you're on, beyond the planet, beyond the solar system, beyond the galaxies, beyond the universes, and out beyond wherever you would like to have been gone before. And as you focus on your body once more, grab your sense of allowance and expand that out in a big bubble all around you. expanding out your sense of allowance up into the sky and down into the earth, expanding it out beyond the size of the planet, beyond the size of the solar system, expanding out your allowance beyond the galaxies, beyond the universes, and now beyond your awareness. Beautiful. And now, what number between and including 1 and 88 is going to create the most insightful message and give you the clearest answer for your question, your general readings or question? What number would that be? Just while you guys are getting that in there. So my question was, what do I require to focus on for the weekend, which was number 43 for me, which is around paths and fate. I got this last week as well. And this for me is about, for me, dealing with the fixer element and tracking that back through to a past life. That was the thing that came up in my very first card with the Deadly Apothecary Oracle. It's basically saying this is all past life stuff, and this is the stuff that I have to deal with over the weekend. So I will definitely do that. That has popped up again. It's confirmation. Time to do it. All right. Melinda. Which is number 58. All right. For a general reading, 58 for Melinda. Hi, team. Endless. As the years go by, like the running stream towards the ocean, you look at your reflection and wonder, where did those endless days of youth go? You remember the days when you were dependent upon your parents, then the days when you thought you were invincible, only to realize you needed them after all. You've grown now, but there is always a part of you which remains your link with the greatest influence in your life. The ones who cried with you, laughed with you, were proud of you, were sometimes frustrated with you and wanted to strangle you, but loved you all the same. Now you've got your own link to be the greatest influence in someone else's life. You're always wanting the best for your little darlings and hoping that they will be all right. Knowing that the world is a very different place to live in now, but wishing that your not-so-little ones will make wise and solid choices as they now get to an age when they wonder, where did all those endless days go? So this blurb at the bottom, I will read afterwards. But right now, Melinda, this is a indication for you over this long weekend. If you get a chance, perhaps go visit your son and the grandbabies, and also to acknowledge how much you have shifted and changed and grown compared to how your parents were and how you grew up. And this is also an acknowledgement of your heart and that you absolutely do wish the best for your son and the future generations from that. But also, there's another element coming in here of reflecting on over this weekend or this week the good things that your parentals gave you. It's very easy to focus on the negative stuff. Perhaps there's some journaling work there around your parentals, both of them, and having a look at what are the things, the great, the wonderful, the things that they gave you that nobody else has been able to because they weren't your parents. Okay, you chose them. And it's funny because I hear a lot of times people say, I didn't choose to be born, or they didn't choose to be born, which is absolute codswallop. Absolute. You chose to be born. You also chose those particular parents. It's a part of the oversoul. That blueprint thing that I was talking about earlier, it's that. There's a reason why you chose the parents you chose. And same for me, same for everybody else listening right now. And by saying, oh, I didn't choose to be born, what that's doing is creating a disconnect between you and your spiritual development. There's a reason why you had to have those particular parents. And there'll be some gifts in there that they gave you. For example, my mum gave me the gift of these amazing genetics. Like, how lucky am I? People don't believe me when I say how old I am. I have no embarrassment about how old I am. But they always say, gosh, you look nothing like what you are. And I'm like, wow, that's awesome. Thank you. I hope that means I look younger, which they invariably think I do. Even though I've got all this going on. My mother also gave me the gift of speech, of being bold. Of being bold and examples of being bold in speech and public speaking, which is why I'm leaving this little blurb bit for a minute. She also gave me the gift of being very creative. And my mother and father both are incredibly creative, artistic people in different ways. But they're both incredibly artistic and creative. So that's something they've both given me. My mother gave me the gift of a love of language and the English language, and of learning. So there's a lot of stuff that was wonderful about my parents. There's a lot of stuff that wasn't so wonderful. But these days, I've made peace with the stuff that wasn't so wonderful and moved into that space of gratitude. I'm curious to know, what is the RAF base doing? Because this only happens, the dropping in and out thing only happens when the RAF base is up to some business. So, just saying. So the reason why I'm sort of giggling about the speech thing, this was written in the year 2000, so 26 years ago, written for the fiance's mum, who turned 50 that year. The poem touched her so much that she got her son to read it out at the party during the speeches. I was far too shy to read it out for myself, and I enjoyed handing it over to him to have the spotlight on him, as he really did thrive on that, and that made me smile. Oh, how far I've grown in 26 years. Oh, that's funny. So yes, time with family, if you can, this week sometime. And also acknowledging the good parts of your parents and what they gave you. Okay? Tamara. 51 for Tamara. Lucky you didn't choose 52. Oh my goodness. All right. We got reincarnation. How funny it seems that we are together, two very different people pulled together by some unknown force and falling in love. Perhaps we were together in a previous life, and that is why it feels as though we've known each other always. Interesting. This is about a friendship for you. There's someone in your life who you clicked with almost immediately. And what I'm seeing for this one is for you to have a look at and do a little bit of cheeky investigation on, and perhaps this is in your meditation, perhaps one of your portals is through to your past lives, or even going up, it's your Akash. Go to your Akash in your meditation and ask for the information on your closest friend who you feel like you have known them forever. And like, it's not just a forever this lifetime thing. It's like this unspoken, I've known you thing from, and it was like that almost immediately. This is going to give you some information around your trust and why you find it difficult to trust some people. There's an element of whatever you're going to discover in the Akash that will help give you information on why. And it's not necessarily, the friend is actually the gateway to this information. It's not necessarily that you've had any negative interactions with them. You may have. But yeah, that's what I'm getting for this one for you. So, and yes, you can absolutely have access to your Akash. You do not have to have guidance to do it. What I would suggest, though, is make sure you're somewhere safe, that you won't be disturbed for a while, and be very clear and concise about what you are requiring. When I first had access to my Akash consciously, I asked for like all the information to be downloaded, and I was kind of blown away a bit by the energy of that and stumbled my way to the lounge room where I just sat there, and I was just like, my eyes were like, for I don't know how long, probably was like a minute or two. It felt like half an hour. I don't know how long it was. And then from there, I was able to like ask questions, specific questions about specific people. And one of my soul sisters, the information that I got through from them was that we have done everything to each other. We have been family members. We've been husbands and wives on both sides. We have been parents and children to each other. We have killed each other, we have loved each other, we've done everything. And at the point we're at now in our soul journey is that if we happen to be born into the same lifetime, we will only be friends from now on. We are now each other's, we're just there for each other. It doesn't have to be a particularly intense way. It's just like we will just be there. One of my other soul sisters is that we've only ever really been friends, and we have a contract that states that we will always find each other in the lifetimes that we are alive together. And it doesn't matter if we're on the opposite sides of the world, we will just find each other and we will be friends. So, like I said, it doesn't have to be something that's particularly intense. It can be something just really nice and light and lovely. When you ask, though, do not have any expectations of the information that you will find because you might be a bit stumbled by that. Okay, so have a look, do a little bit of Akash work. You may even, I'm sure there's probably, if you're not sure how to do that for yourself, you might find some YouTube guidance. I'm sure there's probably a meditation somewhere around it. But from my point of view, you can reach it through theta. You can reach it through a demand. Your intentions have to be very clear and concise, though. That's the main thing that I know from my experience. And preferably be sitting down. So there we go, Tamara. Hope that's a fun extra journey for you this week. Mm-hmm. Number nine. All right. Edwina, let's see where you're going for. Emotions. Love, like, lust. All three words describe the same thing, an attraction to another, their soul, mind, and body. But how to tell the difference when two people meet? They may get along, but who can say that it's true love? True love comes out of knowing a person right into their soul. To like someone, that's when they just aren't sure, but like leads to love. True lust, this is the easiest to fall for. It's pure bodily attraction. They like what they see and go for it. Sometimes it ends in sorrow, sometimes it carries on in strength, and sometimes it never starts. So what I was getting for you, Edwina, is this week's gonna be a little bit emotional. You're gonna be feeling it. And as you move through each of these emotions, please don't go into your head about it. Don't attach too much story. Remember the 90-second technique. So as emotional stuff comes up, give yourself 90 seconds. Pause. Like you might be having a discussion with someone. You can feel your heart rate's getting up and you're breathing high, and just go, just give me a couple of minutes. I'm just going to step away from this for a couple of minutes and then we'll come back. All right. I have used that technique before in other times of my life without doing the 90-second technique. But, and with that 90-second technique, you put your hand on your heart, you close your eyes, and you just let your body feel that emotion. Okay. And you just count to 90 in your head. That's the only job you have, is to count to 90. Don't worry about your breathing. Don't worry about how, if you're crying, if you're not crying, if you're angry, if you're whatever it might be. but just sit with it for 90 seconds. That's all you have to do. Just keep counting until you get to 90. And when you get to 90, your body is likely, more often than not, to go, and then you go, and you'll get out of your head, and you'll be able to come back to your heart. Because in that moment, what's happening is an emotion literally only actually lasts for 90 seconds in the brain. What we do is we attach a lot of story to it. That's our brain going da 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 da, and we ramp it up. But coming back to the heart and just being with that energy for 90 seconds gives you control back over what is happening for you. So then you can be in your potent, powerful self and go and reapproach that from a more objective point of view. Okay? Teach your kids how to do that. You see them starting to get ramped up and, anxious or angry or whatever it might be. Teach them the 90-second tool. Practice it for yourself. Allow them to see you practicing it for yourself. And perhaps even encourage the other members of the family to do the same, especially if things get heated in conversation. It's like, whoa, let's do our 90 seconds so we can approach this from a calm, confident point of view rather than hot, right? 90 seconds. It's brilliant. I know I have done this, and almost every time, especially when the energy is really high, I'll get to like 60 and my brain will be going, isn't that enough? Haven't we done this enough yet? And I'll be like 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. You just got to push through. And then it's like, as you push through, that part of the brain, the ego part of the brain, starts to settle. And it goes, oh, okay, so we don't need to fight and flight. It's actually okay. All right, cool. We don't have to freeze and fawn right now. Oh, okay. We are safe. Oh, okay. 90 seconds. So yeah, be aware of your emotions this week. Okay. Thank you, Edwina. Hi, Matt. I hope you have had a great week. I was incredibly early this week because apparently my body decided it was a good week to be an hour earlier than usual. And I didn't realize until I did, and then I was like, oh, oops. But it was okay because we made it work. So yes, I hope you're having a great week, and yeah, late, but not that late. I was incredibly early. So, Marit, if you'd like a number, I invite you to close your eyes right now. I'm just going to do this really super fast with you so that everybody else can get an example of what it looks like. Okay, close your eyes, take a big deep breath in. And breathing out. And now as you breathe in, become aware of your body. And as you breathe out, expand out your awareness out beyond wherever you've been before. As you breathe in, just allow yourself to settle with that. And now as you breathe in again, expanding out your allowance. And as you breathe out, expanding out your allowance greater than your awareness. And now breathing in, just settling into that space. And breathing out. And now everybody's chosen general reading for the next week. What number, truth? What number between 1 and 88 inclusive will give you the greatest, most intuitive number for your week to come? Cool. 24. Is it still 24 now that you've chosen, now that you've expanded out? And thank you. It's a look that in my editing my meditations, I kind of went, oh, I had forgotten about that look. So I kind of brought it back. So this is kind of last year, a little bit. I say a little bit. Because I don't know that I've done it this low, these twists and stuff. And it's cool. It's fun. Just want to just double check if it's still 24 now that you've expanded out. Because quite often what happens is, and the reason why I do the expanding out before we choose a number is because it's allowing you to choose from the space of your higher levels of consciousness and conscious connection rather than the contracted space of being here on earth in this current lifetime. And sometimes we can get all a little bit too up in our heads and a little bit not in our conscious space. And depending on what's happened during your week or whatever, the interactions you've had with other people. And so, yeah, that's why we expand out, because the expanding out gives you more of an objective answer and an overview of, say, the week to come or whatever the issue is. But the 24 is more like your ego talking. So that's why we expand out first. And thank you for showing how that works. And yes. Sorry if my English is not 100%, but you know what I mean. Yeah, thank you. Yay. Cool. So 15. Thank you. Crazy. I'm going crazy with longing for you. It's getting to a point where I can't tell whether it is anger or love. I hate it when I hear that you've been alone with one of our friends. I know there's nothing going on, but it hurts so much. I'm afraid of how I'm reacting to your actions, that you'll think that I'm a crazy lady, that you'll begin to hate me because I'm reacting so badly. I need time. Time to get over you, time to heal, time to forget, time to accept you as a friend and not something to get jealous over. I'm like a kid with a toy. I don't want to share you with anyone. Everything is strange. Why am I thinking this way? It's crazy thoughts, just crazy. I'm not going to read the blurb at the bottom because it's not relevant. This is a poem for you in relation to your daughter. Stop obsessing. Even the obsession of thinking, I'm going to fix this relationship, I'm going to win her back by sending her lots and lots and lots of love, I'm going to all of that. Stop. What that's doing is making you crazy. And it's not allowing you to be your truly wonderful, beautiful self for you. Obsession, even towards family members, is still obsession at the end of the day. Give her space, give her time, allow her to feel the freedom to breathe. As it said, the time to accept you as a friend. She's old enough now that your relationship has changed anyway. She's no longer your baby. She's an adult. And she can make her own choices, as she is proving. Whether you agree with them or not, that's a whole other thing, right? It's time for you to come back to your heart and just love on yourself. Put all of that into you and allow that to gently come out and move out of your body. But first, bring it back through to you. So this week, it is your mission to focus, especially if your daughter and stuff comes to mind and you're like, oh, must send her love and light, must send her. No. Send yourself, send your inner child, your young self, that love and light, the unconditional love. Send it to you first and foremost this week. And that's your only mission this week. Okay, you got this. Obsessive energy is not pleasant to receive. I know, because I've been dealing with that for the last few weeks. And it's not nice. Even though it can feel, even though the person has the best of intentions, it's like, it's no. And it just makes you want to fuck off. Leave me alone. Okay. So direct all that lovely, loving energy that you have so much capacity for back to you, and everything will be good with you this week. Okay. Oh. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for coming to play. Thank you for choosing a number. So grateful. All right. I'm just going to have a look now. Okay. Cool bananas. Let me have a look and see. So something fun over on the YouTube side is that the meditations folder is growing over there. There are 2 that have already been released of the meditations, and there's another 5 to be released over the next couple of weeks already, and that will continue to grow. So where you found the podcasts tab, there's another one there that says meditations. have a look. I'll even do it this way. Ta-da! There we go. For easy reference for everybody. And in fact, it's in the show notes as well. Interesting. It's in the show notes. And I have it as like a simple short thing. Is that the card? Okay. Ooh. Cool. All right. We are going to now do our meditation. Yummy. We move that off the bottom. Cool bananas. So I was just asking the cards for some direction. Where are we going to go today? And it appears that we are going to deal with some heart stuff today. What a surprise! Ta-da! We're all in the heart. I'm actually not overly surprised. I've been reading Mother Mary today, so I'm like, oh. And we are going to have a little bit of inspiration from the glorious Lena Sagala of the Heal Yourself. And the card that has come out for us to focus on is sadness. Okay. So for those of us who are working through some beautiful upgrades or are just wishing to go a little bit deeper to unlock some of that stuff that sits the sadness and the grief that is sitting in our heart. I don't know about you guys, but when I was growing up, I was told, if you don't stop crying, I'll give you something to cry about. And that, of course, in that moment, because my crying, my sadness, my whatever it was, my frustration couldn't come round to a natural completion, that sadness then gets locked up in the body and in the heart. That frustration, that grief, the whatever it was of why I was crying. And as an adult, of course, when I was sad or upset, particularly in those relationships where the narcissism and the gaslighting and stuff like that was playing out, the sadness and the anger and the frustration and all that, I would literally clench down and place it into my body rather than expressing it, because I didn't want to deal with the consequences of what would happen if I was to really let myself be super vulnerable and express myself properly. And because it was a coping mechanism, right? So we all know that that's how things like weight gain happen, because as we suppress and hold on to more and more grief and sadness and anger and all that sort of stuff, it gets locked into the body and it translates into literal weight. So fun. So let's do a little bit of work around the sadness today, and loss and grief, even things like death, for example, that obviously carries a lot of sadness with it and grief. Other cultures, I know I've spoken about this before, other cultures honor the grief and the sadness process over many, many days, if not weeks and months. Some cultures traditionally, like the Greeks and the Italians, it would be an entire year of honoring that process. And they would do things like the Italians would, if say the wife's husband passed away, she would wear black intentionally for an entire year as an honoring of the fact that her husband has died, or a child has died, or something like that. And as a person who has come through on the white culture, we're lucky to be given half a day, if not maybe a day. It's like you get a day off to go and attend a funeral, and that's it. So you can see in that only one day off philosophy around grief and loss, how that it gets applied to the rest of your life. We move through many griefs and losses in our lives, whether it be relationships, jobs, friendships. There's lots of different ways that grief comes into our life. And if we are abiding by the societal rules of you can only grieve this for one day, even our pets, we create really deep and profound relationships with our pets. And when they pass away, it's incredibly heartbreaking. And so often people go, what? It's just a cat, or it's just a dog. What are you so sad about? It's like, whew, that's someone who doesn't know how to handle grief. Don't be upset by that. Don't make it so that it feels like you have to hold back. No, you don't. Okay. So let us move. Thank you for acknowledging the experience, Marat. That's so beautiful. Yeah, it's part of what I've had to do. It's part of what I had to experience so that I wouldn't choose that for other people. Yeah, I learned a lot about what not to do from my parents and family and stuff. Certain members of family, not everybody. There are still some amazing members of my family. Some are still alive, which is really lucky. Others have passed. And, the ones that showed me kindness and compassion, they unfortunately have gone. That sucks, but it is what it is. So I still hold them dear in my heart. So what we're going to... All right, I'm going to have to keep an eye on that while we're in meditation, which is going to be tricky, but anyway. All right, so we're going to work through some of this sadness. And you know what? This comes with a lot of energy for a lot of people too. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to help out my computer just a little bit and drop those two out. So hopefully that will keep things a little bit nicer. Just do that one. There we go. Right. Just making sure I've got everything off the network, and hopefully the meditation can go through smoothly. So what we'll do is we'll go up to Theta. Love doing this work up in Theta. Thank you so much for persevering with me as my internet reception goes like this. As I said, I have a funny feeling something's happening over at the airport. They've been very busy with planes over the last couple of days. So, yeah, there's obviously something brewing. And whatever that is, hopefully it's peaceful. That's my wish. All right. So now that we're all nice and expanded out, closing your eyes once more, and imagine that there is a bright, white, opalescent light shining into your heart, moving down your body, through your legs, through your feet, down to the center of Mother Earth, curling around the center of Mother Earth, and then moving all the way back up. All the way up through all of the layers, through the crystalline layers, gathering any energies required for this. Up through your feet, through your legs, through your torso, all the way up, out through the crown. This beautiful, bright, white, opalescent light. It then creates a big bubble above your head. And now imagine that you're inside that bubble and you're floating up higher and higher through the golden light, through the rainbow jelly light clouds, through the pink misty clouds, and through the big, big opening that has bright white opalescent light shining out of it, moving through that opening until you're completely surrounded by the bright white opalescent light. It might feel like you're standing underneath the sun, and the sun's warm rays of unconditional love are shining down all over you. Take a big deep breath in and out. And as you breathe out, the bubble around you dissolves. Taking another big deep breath in. And that beautiful, bright, white, opalescent light, which is unconditional love, infinite, unconditional love, is now flowing in, through, and around your entire body. As your body relaxes, take a moment right now to really relax your body in this theta plane. Imagine that you can float. You can do somersaults and cartwheels. You can fly. You can be like a beautiful fluffy cloud just floating on around. You can bounce. You can just have fun for a moment. Really let your inner child out to play. When you giggle, feel that vibration and how it changes your direction. What happens when you move one finger? What happens when you flick your toes or move your leg? Maybe you see yourself getting really big or really, really, really tiny. Anything is possible in the seventh plane. And now you're going to float to a comfortable position in your regular size. Now that you've got some of that brightness and happiness to return to and to remember. In real time, place your hands on your heart now. Where are you holding on to feelings of loss, grief, and sadness? Allow your body to show you. You might feel a slight twinge somewhere in your body. You might feel heat or heaviness or coldness. Whatever it is for you, just take notice of that. All those moments where you may have frozen your tears and cut yourself off from your feelings because you're afraid to face a person or a situation. All those moments can come to the surface now, or as many as you are comfortable with in this moment. You do not have to relive these situations. It's just becoming aware of where the energies have been frozen into your body. Now take your hands off of your heart space and rub them together. Rub them together for about 30 seconds now. Twelve, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. And now place them back over your heart space. Imagining between your hands and your heart that there is a bright yellow ball of light. And this yellow ball of light, which is coming out of your hands, moving through your heart space and traveling through your body and melting any of the iciness, any of those spaces and places within your body, within your heart. If you feel like you wish to move your hand to that part of your body where it was showing you that the emotion is stuck, do that. Move your hand. If it's in a spot that's hard to get to, you're in the theta plane. Imagine you have another arm that comes out, and with the warmth of that hand, places it in that spot which is hard to reach to in real time. And watch as the emotion, which is just the energy, melts and then releases out of your body, up to theta, up to the sky, up to the bright white light above, to be cleansed and cleared and not return to you again. All those times where you've been angry at yourself and then sad because you're angry at yourself for not trusting your awareness. Imagine your hands are in that spot where that emotion and energy has been locked up. And as your hand moves to that spot, wherever it is. It may be on your throat, or your chest, or your stomach, or anywhere else. The bright white yellow light is moving through, melting it and releasing it. All the times in your life where you have been incredibly sad and felt like you are so alone in your sadness, and you've not been able to express it correctly or properly or fully. Everywhere that is sitting in your body. Move your hand there. That bright yellow light is moving through, around, melting, and then releasing. All the way up to the bright white light above. Be cleansed and cleared, never to return to you again. All the times you felt frustrated that you didn't feel like you could express yourself wholly and fully because the other person was not willing to listen, because they were also functioning from their trauma and grief and unconsciousness. And so you stopped yourself from speaking up. Wherever that is sitting in your body, place your hand there. Breathe into it. Allow that yellow light to melt that away. Then release. Sometimes these energies are so big, they've been in a couple of spots. So again, allow your body to move. Move your hand to the new spot. And that bright yellow light, melting it, acknowledging and releasing. All the times as a child where you were sad or lonely or isolated and confused, and no one came. Wherever that is in your body. Place your hand there now. Again, if it's in an awkward spot, remember you're in theta. Your energetic hands can go there. And you can also mirror it on your front. And the yellow energy can move through from the front to the back. Just melting that energy and letting it release up to the bright white light above. for any relationship that you've had, romantic, we'll break it down, any romantic relationship that you've had where you haven't fully processed the grief of what you hoped that the relationship would be that didn't turn out that way, which turned into sadness, which turned into a feeling of not trusting yourself. Wherever that is, place your hand on it. Let the bright yellow light shine through and encapsulate that, melt that energy away. All the blame and the shame, the regret and the guilt that's associated with that all gets melted away now and released up to Creator, to the Source, to the light above, to be cleansed and cleared and never to return to. All the sadness and the grief associated with your loved one who has died and left you behind to deal with this world, wherever that is, wherever it's been locked up. Place your hand there and let that melt away. All the sadness, the grief, and disappointment from any pets that you've had that have passed away, where you wonder, could I have done anything else? Did I make the right choice? Wherever that's sitting in your body. And if this isn't relevant to you, that's okay. Have a think, where else in your life might you have experienced sadness that has been locked in your body? Keep moving your body, moving your hand around. Let that bright yellow light beam into that space. Encapsulate it, melt it, and let it release up to the bright white light above, to be cleansed and cleared, never to return to you again. All those friendships that you've had that are no longer existing because you outgrew each other. And there's the grief associated with that, and the sadness, the hopelessness that has been created from thinking and projecting that you're going to be friends forever, and then it doesn't work out that way, wherever that is in your body. Place your hand there. Let the bright yellow light work its magic. Releasing that up to the bright white light above. All the times that you have been rejected for things, whether that be from early childhood through to now. It might be a job, it might be a date, a partner, it might be a friendship, it might be a house, all those other times of rejection that are of a slightly more minor nature in comparison to what we've already been working through. Those can still get stuck in your body though. So wherever that sits, if you've ever experienced that shock of being made redundant from a job and having to immediately step into that space of having to find a new job almost immediately and not being able to grieve the old job. That's the energy that we're talking about here now. Sending it up to the bright white light to be cleansed and cleared, never to return to again. And finally, all the ways that you have rejected yourself, rejected your awareness, rejected your intuition in favor of keeping the peace. But on the inside in your heart, it brought you much sadness, much grief, much anger, shame, regret. Wherever that's sitting in your body, please place your hands there now. Place one in that spot, one on your heart. Again, bright yellow light streaming in and around that, letting it release, melts, dissolve, release. One last one. All the times that you overrode your body of what it desired or didn't desire, whether that be touch from another human, relational, family, intimate, whatever. Everywhere that you overrode your body in the way of food, of drink, substances that override, wherever that sits in your body. Place your hands there now. Let that bright yellow light stream out of your hands, melting all of that energy so it can release from your body, move up to the bright white light above, to be cleansed and cleared and never to return to you again. Just give that one a little moment to complete. There's one more that has just come forward. Everywhere that you have overrode your financial awareness, of spending money that required to not be spent yet, wherever that sits in your body. And all the grief and the trauma and the sadness and the heartbreak that comes from overriding your financial awareness. Let that beautiful bright yellow light surround that. Melt it and release. Up to the bright white light above. And in doing so, you have unlocked all of these things that have been holding you back. Place your hands on your heart. All these areas that have held you back from being truly you, from tuning into your awareness and your intuition and your higher self. All these energies that have held you captive from knowing and seeing the truth in other people, what their true intentions are, and being intimately and bravely and courageously and calmly and confidently aware of what will create more in your life. And anything that doesn't allow you to know and be that infinitely within your own being, in your own everyday, in all of your senses. Please let it all go now. Let it go up to the sky. Let it go up to Creator, to the bright white light above. With that, it is done. It is done. It is done. Rub your hand on your heart space. Round in small circles. Soothing your body. It's done a lot of work tonight. Big deep breath in. And as you breathe out, allow your hands to relax. And now you can float for a bit. Go have some fun. Remember what you were like before we did all that work. Now, get out there, have fun, float, flip, fly. Be big, be small. Be tiny like a bumblebee going around the flowers. Be big like a rainbow. Maybe you'd like to dance over a rainbow. Yes, you can do that too. Maybe you'd like to fly up to the stars and back again. Whatever it is, have fun. This joyful energy is you too. Maybe you're feeling a little bit of that sensual, sexual energy coming through now. Because that's an expression of joyousness as well. Maybe you're seeing yourself all dressed in beautiful ribbons and sashes and things like that. Whatever that is, however you express your joy, be that now. And now we're going to float down from theta very gently, lovingly, through the pink misty clouds and the rainbow jelly-like clouds, all the way back through to your body, where everything that you've just done is instantaneously integrated. Now imagine you and your body are standing underneath a big, beautiful crystalline waterfall. And the water is flowing over and through your body. And any little fragments of energy which are still willing to go right now can be washed away to Mother Earth. And now stepping out onto the big warm river rock, which has been warmed by Father Sky, provided by Mother Earth. And as you stand on this big warm river rock, you feel the warmth of Mother Earth and Father Sky combining under your feet. And now take a big deep breath in. And breathing out. Breathing in, bring Mother Earth energy all the way up through your body. And as you breathe out, bring Father Sky energy all the way down. Breathing in, bring Mother Earth and the unconditional love all the way up. And as you breathe out, bring Father Sky and the gratitude for everything and everyone all the way down. When you're ready, open your eyes. Please have a drink of water now. may like to put a little bit of salt with your water. When we do energetic work, we always use a lot of water and a lot of salt in our brain. So popping a little bit of salt, even if it's just a little bit on your tongue, and then drink your water. It helps the brain to process and settle. I hope that was as profound for you as it was for me. Give yourself time to enjoy this new space of no longer having all of that sadness and grief within. Enjoy. And for this week to come, please get out there. Do something tasty for yourself. Be kind. Be caring. Be gentle with yourself and others. And until I see you next time, be bold. Be brave. Be you, my beautiful friend. Bye for now.